Hi, and welcome to Chapter 3 of The Truth About Apostates, the Scientology story. As you can see, you can get the copy of The Truth About Apostates at exposingcrimes.com. So, let's begin. Chapter 3, Apostates and the Money Game. This is on page 10. The attraction of being an apostate is the fact that you can be hired and paid to tell your tales of woe and mistreatment. Basically, you can sell your soul for profit, and the most visible apostates are all about the money. I'm going to go into more detail about that after the next paragraph. The apostates are playing a game, and the whole purpose of the game is so that they can get their rent, bills, and expenses paid. Well, they also get 10 minutes of fame from different deep swamp areas of the mainstream media. Specifically, CNN, ABC 2020, Australia's 60 Minutes, and other such lamestream media outlets, who love to promote controversy and not have to back it up or retract the information later. It is actually quite evilly genius in the sense that these big people meet and go over the next plan to make another big bag of money by tricking people about Scientology. All right, so the apostates like to tell you that they aren't doing anything bad and that they're quote unquote exposing Scientology. That's just far from it. They're actually exposing themselves. They're projecting onto Scientology what they're doing themselves in their lives. The only way they can try to bury it for the insane is to make money off of it, to post it and put it everywhere on social media, to the corrupt politicians, to the corrupt lamestream media outlets. I mean, it just continues and continues and continues. Let's continue. It's quite interesting how many people are so easily fooled by these dark campaigns, whether politics, the state of the environment, or the evils of religion. The apostates in the media are literally profiting millions from this scheme. The news reports on the activities of the apostates, and therefore they, which is the apostates, are not actually telling lies. Think about that. They are just reporting. Okay, so the apostates could tell the reporter something, right? It could say, oh, well, Harry kicked me. Okay, Harry kicked him. And then the reporter doesn't even go out and go investigate it. He just takes his word for it, and posts it up as an article as fact. Okay? That is just corrupt, and that's not correct journalism. A person named Mike Rinder, or Raunchy Rinder, once profited a couple of $100,000 by acting as a legal counselor for a case against Scientology, which utterly failed. But he was still paid for his hours of talking and assistance, quote unquote. This is just one of the long list of things apostates do when the puppet masters ask them. If that isn't proof that he is in it for the money, I don't know what else would qualify. There's a former actress named Leah Remini who demanded $1.5 million in two separate requests from the Church of Scientology. She stated something to the effect that if she wasn't given the money, she'd be forced to spread false information through the mainstream media. Interesting, huh? Right after the requests were declined, because of course the church doesn't pay people at all, that just doesn't make any sense. Sounds like blackmail to me, actually. According to the information I have looked at, she has made a good payday from A&E Networks Incorporated, hoping that the money train doesn't go broke, or that her 3-year contract doesn't come to an abrupt end and she might have to find honest work. Well, it did come to an end. A&E did stand up and do something and say it was canceled because it was just fallacy. Fallacy. That's what it was. After her requests were declined, she signed a contract with A&E for 3 years. Okay, it was going to be more than that, but they canceled it. Okay, they canceled it because it's just a bunch of bull. As you can see in the trilogy that I wrote, the series of books, the set of books that I wrote, you'll see I'll go into detail about her in Escaping Leah. You can buy that book also at exposingcrimes.com. The list literally goes on with a few at the top, and then dwindling to lesser known and some mentally questionable apostates cashing in for anything that they can get. It is sad that they are doing this to themselves because there is no long-term benefit. Once they have been used, they will be cast aside and left for the broken, heartless people they are. And despite it all, Mr. Hubbard also wrote, the process for anyone to return to good standings in the church as a person and find a way back into the church should they choose to. The process is very simple and includes efforts for the person to make amends for any damage actually done. Unfortunately, apostates would rather make it seem as if Scientology is pushing them away and is disconnecting from them. They're making it look like that because they're doing it themselves. They're doing it themselves because how else would they make money? How else would they create controversy? Right? They love popularity. They love publicity. That's just how it rolls. That's how they make their money. And if they didn't do it, I think something bad would happen to them. And I'm saying that because they're puppet masters, pretty evil people. So that's the basic motivation for all the crazies you see and hear: money and fame. This is just an attempt at making millions from lying about Scientology. Don't worry, I have even more information about that in the following pages. I did want to touch on that fact that, yes, the church has a process. It's actually publicly available for anybody to see. It's in an introduction to Scientology ethics. It's the book by L. Ron Hubbard. It's a green book with kind of like a judge-looking guy on the front cover. And it's very sane. Very sane. And I do definitely think that you should read it. I will not read it here because I want you to get it yourself. Alrighty, guys, purchase the book. Purchase your copy at exposingcrimes.com. We're giving out a free deal right now where you can just pay shipping and you'll get it, and we'll send it out immediately. Thanks so much, guys. See you at Chapter 4.